Howdy. End of a busy day. Been up for a while. Garage door broke, so I had to call a repair person. Pretty normal day at work. Nothing out of the ordinary. Took a long walk. Did a good leg workout. And on these evenings, Mama Bear and Kara, they go to a small group meeting. And I'm left with Valerie, and I just got done putting her to bed, and talking to her, and she has a hard time sometimes going to sleep without Mommy. It's understandable. And her sister, since they share a room, they have these neat little bunk bed setup. We got them. I say little, but it's pretty large. It's cool though. She misses him, And when you're 3, you have a difficult time processing emotions, and you can see her struggling. She doesn't want to be a nuisance, but she has to let out some grief because her mother and her sister, the 2 major components to bedtime, aren't there. And it's Dad, and I'm not as good, maybe not as gentle, or I do something out of order, or it's a little bit different. But I helped her think about that and reassured her that Kara and Mommy were having fun and they were doing well. And I like to let her know that she shouldn't be ashamed of crying. There's no shame in that. You just gotta let it happen sometimes. And so I asked her, I said, do you want to cry by yourself for a little bit? Because she knows that I don't like the really loud crying. It hurts my ears. And after a while, it really starts to give me a headache. So I try to ask them not to do that, especially like in my face. But a child is a child sometimes. And she knew that, and she was trying to comply. And so I gave her credit. I said, thank you for not screaming and crying in my face. I said, do you want to cry really loud and me to go away for a little bit? She said, yes, please. So I did. And then I let her, not too long, scream it out. And I came back in and I asked her how she feels, and she said she was still sad. And then I asked her if I could hug her, and she said yes. And so I went in there again with Valerie and gave her a hug and really took my time talking to her and letting her know how much I appreciate her. So what I like to do is just let her know that her father is proud of her and what she does, and he's proud to look at her and point to her and say, that's my little girl, and I'm proud. And when I say that, I notice a lot of peace. So it's important for that, and to hear that, and to experience that, and to also say that. I think all of the things, for the recipient and for the originator, I feel it's really important to hear all that. Now, when I hit record, I'm tired. It's at the end of the day. I didn't really have everything go my way. So, like, I'm behind on the guitar project. I set up a little paint setup over there in a room that's ventilated, don't worry, the bathroom. And I put plastic down. It was just too hard. It's been too rainy lately, too humid to really, the paint is just not playing nice. So I restarted that process, not fully, and it's really close to being done. But I didn't have any plan, and you can hear my voice get more excited when I talk about it. But I didn't have any plan to share what I shared about Valerie, and to share the importance of someone being proud of you, and to share the importance of just sometimes you need to cry and loudly and by yourself, and the importance of telling someone you're proud of them. and the importance of meaning that. I didn't intend for that, I had this idea that I wanted to do this guitar vlog, and now I'm backtracked again. But it doesn't matter. This came spontaneous, and the Spirit moved in me, and I wanted to share that story to give you some insight maybe on how you can think about yourself or somebody else or your own child if you have one, or if you want to be a father or a mother, to think about that, to consider those things, and if you feel like at all you were lacking that in your own life, any of that wisdom. I'm starting to realize something as I get older and become more experienced as a parent, that not everyone had a great experience with their parents, or had two parents even at all, or had parents at all. And that void in your life that's rough. And so I like to share, I shouldn't say I like to, because I haven't really shared too many stories, but I want to share more stories of just me trying to be a father to these two lovely little girls, because it's awesome. It's the coolest thing I've ever done. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's the most expensive thing I've ever done. It is a huge responsibility, and I don't back down from that. Responsibility and feeling dependent on really drives you. It drives you further than I think that you could imagine. And so to finish this off in this giant random talk, all off the top of the head, nothing really thought about or planned here, and you could tell it's choppy and sloppy, but to end on that, talking about how the current culture, honestly, it's not the current culture, it's been going on for a couple of generations, that escaping responsibility is where you find freedom. And while that is true, I don't know if that version of freedom is healthy. I don't know. I see people in my life that are committed to that, and they don't seem very happy to me. And it's sad, it's brutal to say. It's a really brutal thing to say. But it's true. It's what I notice. Now, that's anecdotal. It's just my point of view. But people that didn't take on the certain responsibilities, when your life is void of responsibility, it's hard to want to continue. But even people that have a lot of responsibility don't want to continue, but that's a little bit of a different topic. The trick is, and I shouldn't even say trick, the wise way to take on responsibility is to know your limitations, understand the permanency of a lot of these decisions, and wait. Don't rush. Never rush to take on a giant responsibility because you feel like, I gotta have this, I gotta want this, now. It's rarely a good decision. So that's some pointers there, some caveats, some words of wisdom, some instruction to don't rush into responsibility, but work towards your life, gear some of your life, gear some of your self-care, start to put some of your planning financially and all of these different things in the areas of your life, start putting some of it aside to becoming personally responsible for things that are greater than you. I think it's worth it. Checking the time, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I don't know, maybe one day in the near future people will enjoy watching a vlog like this from me, but you don't know until you make it, right? So that's what this is all about. Hey, thanks for watching this. If you made it to the end, we do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We got a cool chat cast coming up. It's going to be fun as always. Next week, I will have more of the build a guitar done. The paint is going much better in here, climate controlled. I don't have to deal with so many variables. It's much better. I should have started here, but anyways, hindsight's 2020. First guitar I painted myself, learning experience. So next time, more show and tell. Take it easy.